Afridelivery is an online platform, so we started as a food delivery service, and then we scaled up to other activities. So we added supermarkets, we added pharmacies. Of course, this was all brought up by the demand of the consumer, because we noticed they would ask the driver to pass through a supermarket, get something for me, pass through a pharmacy, get something for me. So it made sense for us to add all these services onto one platform. So for the first 1 year, we just focused on fast-moving consumer goods. And then we now, our plan for 2020 was to shift to last mile delivery, because we also noticed that we had a lot of people that had something to sell and didn't want to go through a middleman and just had a platform, but didn't have any logistics network. They didn't have the customer of which we've been able to build, and they didn't have any technology to integrate into what they had. So that's when we build these APIs that are able to integrate with any platform, any website that you have, in a way that people can still order through you, but the last mile delivery, which is the delivery side, comes through us. So people don't have to feel like they're dealing with a third-party company for their delivery and all that. So the pandemic has affected the industry in a couple of ways. So for example, people might think, or you can say that it has helped our business grow, but at the end of the day, half of the restaurants have shut down because they're not able to sustain this period, because you're running at your usual costs, your usual rentals and so on, but then you don't have customers walking in, and it has affected the brands in a very vast way. At the end of the day, you see that the strong brands are able to survive, but also we don't know for how long they can sustain this. So on our side, we've been able to build the capacity to sustain them, to, of course, and also expanding onto these other things like supermarkets and so on, so people don't have to go outside for anything. So we're trying to not only support restaurants, but support our consumers and our users when it comes to anything that they want. So anything that can be manufactured and can be delivered, we are that platform, we are that solution. First of all, anybody working here, masks necessity. Number two, we monitor the temperature. So we record the temperature during the day at least 3 times, days in the morning, days lunchtime, days evening, to make sure that everybody is okay. We've cut down some shifts, so we don't have a lot of movement in the office. The exchange of shifts, the shifts when employees are changing shifts, it doesn't happen at the same time. So some will leave, the other guys will come in, so they don't have to meet. We're in the process of cutting off public transport for them. For the drivers, we give them the bikes to go home with and come back, so they don't have to use public transport at all. For the customer care agents that have to be here, we are working on that. All the riders, anybody working here, they're given sanitizers. So even the customer, even the rider, before they deliver the food, the first thing they have to do is sanitize the customer, sanitize themselves, and sanitize the customer before they give them the bill. And the same goes on and on. So those are just some of the measures. We've got also a couple of things we're doing into the premises, like making sure that we don't just allow people to come in and out. Only the employees that are needed are in the building. So instead of the usual way that the driver used to go and would meet the customer, so the customer in this case would tell the rider there's a table outside, put the food there, then I'll make cashless payments. So if the promotions that we're doing at the moment, a lot of them are geared towards cashless payments. So we've introduced gift cards that you can buy online. using your debit or credit card, so that it becomes like a reducing balance. So you don't have to pay cash. We've partnered with great companies like banks and telcos to make sure that we have as many solutions as possible when it comes to cashless payments. Okay, so the advantage of all these things is that it's forcing people now to become educated, whether you like it or not. Because initially our biggest challenge was product education. It's like you force people to be educated about this product. But now you find a lot of organic users, and the good thing is that if the industry is able to provide a service that people like, even after the COVID-19, people will continue using the service. And it will be a whole change. The e-commerce industry in Zambia will blow. It will not be complicated for us to innovate and introduce new things and even work together. So we recently introduced something called safe shopping. So safe shopping is where instead of going to the supermarket, we would have someone safely do shopping for you. Then we pick it up and deliver. So we've got a couple of retailers you can select from on our app. You give us a list. We'll do the shopping for you and deliver it. That is one thing that we've tested and we've seen is really working. Other than that, other services we are now. So Afridelivery has grown from just a food delivery service to a marketplace. Initially, we were just known as a fast-moving consumer goods kind of service. So we've introduced a lot of things and services. So we'll be able to pick up your laundry, have it done for you and delivered. You'll be able to buy even things like Zesco and airtime from our app. So what we've done is we've built a super app basically. We've partnered with big companies, for example like Lafarge, that will allow us to, anybody that wants to buy anything, maybe between 10 and 50 bags of cement, they can easily do it through our platform. We can pick it up and deliver. So we've opened up the market. We've built a platform, we've acquired users, and from this now, we've been able to broaden it and make it basically a marketplace. And the biggest advantage that we have is the fact that we've bundled that with the logistics side. So if you're selling something, we're not only giving you a platform to sell, we're giving you the customers and we're giving you the delivery side. And very soon we'll introduce now the warehousing side. So that means that the only thing you'll have to do is create a product. We can stock it for you, we can sell it for you, we can deliver it for you. So Afridelivery has partnered with Lusaka Helps. So Lusaka Helps is an organization that basically is doing as much as they can during this period, especially for the healthcare workers. So Afridelivery provides logistics and transport for the meals to be delivered. So we do that. On top of that, now we've created a platform for them. That's if you go to Afridelivery/Lusaka Helps, it will open a platform where you can donate. So you can buy a meal, you can buy 2 meals, you can buy 3 meals, you can go all the way to more than 50 meals, and it makes it easier for them now to push that platform to anybody out there that feels and wants to donate. We're also in the process of partnering with many other companies that feel this is a good platform, and this will keep going even after the COVID-19, because we believe that we still have a huge community that's in need of even a basic meal. Yeah. Number one, invest in people. Do not take your team for granted. I don't like calling them employees because that's my team, the people I work with. Most businesses, especially small businesses, are ran by people. So if you empower those people, they'll make your customers happy and your business will be fine. So that's number one. Number two, when you're starting a business, look for problem, solve it. Okay? And then there's my favorite one, which is say perfection is the enemy of profitability. Do not keep building and building and building and testing. Build something, put it out there. If people love it, they'll use it. You'll scale up from there. So yeah, that's my advice. Stay home. We'll deliver everything for you. Just stay home. If you feel like we're not doing enough, just feel free to tell us. It's very easy for us to innovate and give you what you want.